Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I am back here with another video for you, and today I'm going to focus on giving you some studying tips and advice and helping you to prepare for your exams, because these have helped me a lot so far. And trust me, I have tried every studying method ever, and these are honestly the best ones. Of course, if they don't work for you, you can adapt, but I am cutting it short so you don't need to figure out by yourself. So I'm going to start off with probably the most important tip, which is to be consistent. That means that if you stay up to date with all of the content covered during your lessons, while you are learning that content still, that will help you save a lot of time instead of trying to absorb all of this content a few days or the day before your exam. So that basically means study a little bit every day. And no, that does not mean that you have to study for all of your subjects every day. I have around 10 subjects. That would be practically impossible for me to do, so I would have no free time. While you study, you formulate doubts, because it is practically impossible to study without having doubts. If you don't ever question what you are reading, then you're probably reading it wrong. Really think about what you are reading. And once you fully understand it, it becomes a lot easier to catch up on the future lessons. It's like a snowball. And if you let that snowball hit you at the end, it will get so big and you will get so stressed, it does not work. So to explain this first tip better, I will get on with the second tip, which is to study from many different sources. So would that be YouTube videos, websites, maybe interactive simulations, maybe textbooks? So of course, our website, the Science Page, is Key Stage 3 focused. So if you're in this key Stage 3 and you're having trouble finding these sources that you can study from, you can check them out there. We have added a bunch of recommendations, so you don't need to search for them because they're literally already there. But as I am on my GCSEs, I will use my textbooks that I love and I strongly recommend using. They're the syllabus textbooks, so they literally cover all of the syllabus but in a bit more detail. So reading this on a weekly basis, it helps a lot to really get that content fixed, because now with the third tip, when you are studying for your exams, you're not learning the content, you're revising. And the best way to do so is applying what you have learned, which is by doing past paper questions. And now this took me years to really grasp, but I'm going to give you the tip of your life. The sooner you understand this, the better, especially if you're doing these curriculums like the Key Stage 3 and the GCSEs, IBs. This is going to help you a lot. It doesn't matter how much you studied, but if you want to get a good grade, unfortunately, it also matters the way that you take your tests. So the more past paper questions you do, the more you know what will be expected from you when you go and take your exams, because past paper questions, they sometimes even repeat themselves. The model, the structure is so similar that you basically already memorize the mark scheme without even knowing what the question will be. It's just a way of practicing. Everything in life is about practicing. So don't spend hours reading. Of course, learn your content as a routine, and right before your exams, do a lot of past paper questions. Don't go and sit your exams without an expectation, because you will either be doomed, you will get to your exams and be like, what am I supposed to do? Or it will be too easy for you because you have studied a lot more than you actually needed. So stay tuned on that. Before I move on to my fourth and last tip, I just wanted to show you this learning curve. And when I talked about that you should always be updated in what you're learning, this is what I mean. If you read and learn, make it your routine, you're always going to remember the content for the long term. And this curve, this learning graph, explains it a lot better than words. So take a moment to absorb this. So my fourth and last tip, this might be a little bit abstract for some, but it's a case of self-consciousness. So really use your senses when you're learning. And what this means is that you should try to discover from what you learn the best. So that's also why I said for you to learn from many different sources, because you are stimulating your brain in many different ways. But if you are more of a visual learner like me, you will learn a lot more from reading, from pictures, graphs. If you are an auditory learner, you will learn a lot more from having people explain things to you. So watching videos or explaining things to them in order to recall the information. So really try to find out what works best for you, because that's also going to save you a ton of time. So for me, as I am a visual learner, I associate words in my brain to pictures, and I learn a lot by reading these books here that I have. For example, they have a lot of text and pictures, and they really allow me to visualize and apply my knowledge. What I love to do is to highlight my notes and color code them, because then I associate the colors to the blocks of content. So if I have the nervous system in biology, for example, I will highlight all of that in blue. And if I have the endocrine system, I will highlight that in red. If I have the muscular system, I will highlight that in a different color, and so on and so forth. So these were my tips for you, and I'll probably make other videos with new tips in case you need them. If you need anything else, if you have a request, don't forget to contact us at any time. We'll make videos. So bye, thank you. Make sure to check out our website and any other videos. If you like this one, you'll probably like the others. So I'll see you.